Hello everybody, welcome to Tiffany Lives Tarot. I am Tiffany and I make tarot practical and down to earth so you know exactly how to move forward with your life. Do me a favor and click on this little button over here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also click notifications so you know every time I have a new video out. When you subscribe to my channel, you get a weekly reading video every Sunday, so you get a heads up for the week. And every other Wednesday, you get a new episode of Tarot Friendly, which is what we're doing today. Tarot Friendly is a video series where I discuss a different tarot archetype and explain the messages so that when it shows up in a reading, you understand better what it means. Also, this helps to remove the stigma that surrounds tarot card readings. And today, we are talking about the Wheel of Fortune card. This is a very deep, intense kind of card. The Wheel of Fortune represents fate, destiny. It represents the plot twists in our lives that bring the romance, the drama, the suspense, as well as the curveballs that serve to throw us off, period, and the way that we deal with that. When we think of the Wheel of Fortune card, often we think it's like, oh, good luck, or it's bad luck, or it's random. But actually, it's not random. It feels random. It's never expected. It's never something we choose. It's something that just happens. And it's actually the universe. It's a deliberate shift by the universe to provide us with a context, a new set of circumstances in which we get the chance to learn about ourselves. And the way that we do this is what determines the quality of our experience as we're going through it. And it's the constant ups and downs of life that we refer to that gives us the imagery of this wheel. It's those unexplained, inexplicable events that force us to, hopefully, the idea is that we become a better version of ourselves. Doesn't always happen, depends on our attitude and how willing we are to accept what the Wheel of Fortune has given us, basically. And so let's talk about this first representation where we see the wheel, we see people on it or off of it, and we see this ominous, mysterious hand from out of the clouds cranking it. And this is how it goes. 1 minute we're up at the top, and maybe this couple is like, woohoo! We thought someone else was going to get the house, but we get to close on it. Sweet! So they're up at the top of the wheel, but then this guy down here, the wheel is turning, and he's like, oh my God, pandemic, I just lost my job. And he gets thrown off. These are things that we are not expecting. And it's how we handle these ups and downs that determines the quality of the experience. Because you want to think about, okay, we don't have a choice when the wheel turns. We don't have a choice. But we do have a choice in deciding what aspects of this new change are we getting wrapped up in. Because if we're getting wrapped up in the drama, the high emotion of it, it's going to be a rough ride around the wheel. If we can remain stable and grounded within ourselves, then we have a better chance of persevering in a way that's going to benefit us and everyone around us. Here in this representation, we have the Mora from Greek mythology. We have Clotho, who is spinning the thread of life. We have Lachesis, who is measuring the thread of life. And then we have Atropos, who cuts the thread of life when someone's life is over. And their constant spinning, measuring, cutting is what turns this wheel, like a spinning wheel, right? That's always in motion. And again, we can see we've got people at the top, someone just shifted, sliding down, someone hanging on for dear life at the bottom, maybe dark night of the soul kind of stuff. And then here the light's starting to dawn, and that they're going to rise to the top again, and around it goes. And it's these trials that we go through. It's these again, this context, these circumstances that come from out of nowhere, feels like it, that provide us with the circumstances to learn more about our personal limits, our strengths, our weaknesses, our values, maybe even uncover some true desires that have been hidden by the other aspects of life that we've been focused on. The Wheel of Fortune deliberately causes us to shift our focus. And it feels unplanned and unsteady, but it's exactly what needs to happen, even though we weren't planning on it. And it might not feel good when it does happen. So think about it this way. This guy's at the top. Then he's got a job that he's been at for a while. It feels secure and steady. Then something happens and he loses that job. He starts sliding down the wheel. Well, we all know that there's a few ways that we can handle that. One is to fall into despair and lament and feel like a victim. And, you might allow yourself some time to do that. But at the same time, you could, this person could also decide, well, while I'm looking for my new job, I'm going to devote more time to my relationships, or I'm going to get back to this hobby or this project that I've been wanting to work on but never had the time. And through those experiences, as you go around the wheel, when you get back to the top, it might be because, well, you've decided you don't even want to go back to that field to work anymore. Through like working on those projects or hobbies, you've discovered something else, that another direction you can move in for employment. Or maybe you're still looking for the job, but your relationships have improved so much that your quality of life has also improved. See, this is how you want to look at the Wheel of Fortune so that you do not get crushed by it. Because that's another option if we're not careful. Now, in this representation, we've got the wheel, the spinning wheel up here, and it's like it's driving a screw into the hand. Ouch. Okay. We have to accept what the Wheel of Fortune gives us. We don't have a choice. We can resist it. It only brings more pain when we do. If we're going against the Wheel of Fortune, it's just going to hurt more than it might already hurt if this is a bad twist of fate. Again, it can be a great twist of fate. It can be a job you weren't expecting. It can be a relationship that, you never, you didn't want to go to the party that night, but you went anyway, and that's where you met your future, partner. It's stuff like that. That's the Wheel of Fortune. It can be good. It can feel bad. What are you going to do? How are you going to stay grounded and steady and balanced as this wheel turns, as you're on every different position as it goes around? The Wheel of Fortune is deliberately giving us the circumstances that we need, whether we know it or not, in order for us to become a better version of ourselves. That's why we hate to love this. Think of a movie. If you went to a movie with no plot twists, how long would you stay? How long would it be before you totally fell asleep and were snoring, right? The Wheel of Fortune is kind of what gives us the spice of life, basically. And so, my message with these cards is, if it's a tragedy that's happened, don't let it be in vain. Don't fall down as a victim. That tragedy is happening because you need to get up and do something or change something or shift a perspective. Don't let it be in vain, these ups and downs. Don't ignore them. Don't let them pass you by, because you are letting life pass you by. And the Wheel of Fortune defines like the depth of our existence. What are you going to make out of it? That part is up to you. We don't have a choice about what the Wheel of Fortune throws at us, but what we're going to make of it and ourselves, totally up to you. So I hope this message helps, and you can use this information right now out in the world. We know a lot of people are hurting right now, so let's make the best of this. And if this resonates with you, or if you have more questions, I'd love to hear about it. Please leave me some comments below, and also visit me on my website, tiffanylives.com. And I will see you again soon. Take care.